Hi friends and welcome. Today we are here to watch season 2 episode 7 of Angel. I'm already freaking out a little because I don't know the title of the episode. Usually whenever that happens it's because it's spoilery and so I'm told to avoid it, which means I have like very strong predictions this time, like very strong. And even though I think it's definitely not right, there is only one outcome that my mind goes to right now. So, I don't even want to say it because I feel like if I say it, I'm going to jinx it and make it not happen. But I have a feeling that maybe Buffy is going to show up in this episode. And you're probably wondering, Domi, why are you so insane? Leave Angel. Like, get over it. No. Well, I just feel like, first of all, the fact that I can't see the name of the episode makes me feel like it's probably something spoilery. So therefore, if Buffy went to appear in the episode, that could definitely be something that could be like spoiler worthy, right? So maybe that's why I can't read the title. But more than that, the reason I really think this is happening though is because Angel was in the previous Buffy episode. And even though he was not there as like Angel, it was like all flashbacks and stuff and we never got to see them interact. David still appeared on Buffy. And from what we have seen, like the pattern that we have been able to observe throughout season 4 and season 1 is that both times that they went into each other's shows, like they both had to go to each other's shows, right? Because I Will Remember Your Pangs, Sanctuary, and Yoko Factor. Like I just, you know what I mean? I got it. I can't even just talking about it is making me get my hopes up. And I told myself I was not going to get my hopes up. And yet like I still really have, just because I feel like now they've established this whole thing that whenever one shows up, the other one most likely will show up. I don't know if it's like contract wise or just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, guys. In the last Buffy episode, I was really into that and I did love seeing Spuffy. Like, I really genuinely think I'm gonna get into it. But I have to say that just thinking about Angel right now, though, makes me a little bit, makes me lose my mind just a little. I am not sure if she would, show up sort of like a flashback in a similar way that Angel did in the previous Buffy episode, or if maybe they would actually get to interact. Because I feel like their sort of ending in the Yoko Factor did seem like a little bit of an ending because they were saying like we're gonna call next time and stuff like that, but at the same time I feel like they had just fought so hard that I would really I loved the impression that I Will Remember You left in my heart. Like that was like peak Angel, and I feel like it would be great if their last scene together was able to sort of bring back that sort of emotion. So I don't know, but I'm definitely really excited to head into this episode for no particular reason. I feel like I have no other predictions just because I can't read the title, so I got nothing to guide me, and now I have Buffy on my mind, so that's today's prediction. Am I going to make a fool out of myself? Probably, but I feel like it was worth saying, so there I did it. Let's get into the episode. Thank you so much to everybody who is watching this, as always, and let's do it. Okay. I think I'm ready. If Buffy appears, I will take that back immediately, but I think I'm ready for now because I feel like I know that it's me reading into things and projecting my wishful thinking into, trying to make it a reality, but okay.
Just popping around, see if everything's all right.
Fine.
Oh, good. Good. You're certain?
Uh-huh. Good night.
Good night.
You're still here.
Apparently. So, you're sure there's nothing on your mind? That is to say, nothing you'd like to perhaps share?
Nope.
Really?
Oh God, Angel. We are spiraling hard, bro.
Lindsay.
Is
You
she?
have to talk about yourself, Lindsay. Got a girlfriend, boyfriend, someone special.
Is she a vampire right now?
Can be with someone for 150 years. Think you know him.
Oh.
Still doesn't work out.
Nope, just spiraling.
I'm
Okay.
jealous. Do you know what we've become?
Enemies.
Oh no. Much worse. Now we're soulmates.
Oh, girl! Okay. And I thought Angel was going insane, but this bitch is like out of it right now. This is so interesting though, that you get to see them both sort of go insane in their own way. Are we about to get a Darla origin episode?
Either way, I die.
No. You will not die.
Wait. Is that the master?
You will be.
Am I going insane?
I'm your savior. God never did anything for you. But I will.
Is this the master? Hold up.
We're a detective agency. We investigate things. That's what we're good at.
That's what we suck at. Let's face it, unless there's a website called www. By the way, we have darlastashchair.com. We're pretty much out of luck.
It's not going to be easy.
And they still got to put her up, don't they? That's an expense. You telling me these lawyers haven't figured out a way to write that off?
That is so smart. Okay.
The Latin for angel.
That is literally the master, isn't it?
His name would already be legend in his home village. Had he left anyone alive there to tell the tale? He was magnificent.
Yorkshire man. Tough as leather. So Darla here tells me you're some sort of master.
Oh my
He
god!
commands our order.
The Order of Aurelius. We are the select, the elite.
And you live in the sewers, do you? It's not stuck like that now, is it?
The master has grown past the curse of human features.
I'm not gonna get a bat nose like that, now am I?
Very few vampires are cunning enough to have lived as long as I have. Which you now demonstrate.
Oh my god.
I'll give you that view you crave, darling. I'll give you everything.
Oh damn.
I made her. You're leaving with the stallion, aren't you?
He doesn't even need to see her face. Damn. Angel do be charming, huh? He got her.
Angel, I don't suppose it occurred to you that this might be why they brought her back? You have all your attention focused on finding this one woman.
So you think Wolfram and Hart went through all this trouble just to keep me distracted? Take me out of the game?
Oh my god.
It is possible.
That would be
And if
insane.
that's the case,
It's working.
If she's not the plan, that means the plan has got to be so much worse, and for some reason that is so much scarier. Like, if she's just a distraction, then what is the real plan? I thought she was the real plan. Is the real plan the master? Because I would lose, like, I'm gonna flip shit if they bring back the master.
She seems to be displaying a post-traumatic...
She's cracking, huh?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, she's way ahead of schedule.
What?
We'll have to accelerate matters. But I think we're ready. Lindsay, you did the right thing. Good work. Don't let her leave the building.
What?
Oh, and letter openers, staple gun, even ballpoint pens, anything with a sharp edge. You may want to remove those sorts of items from your office, just in case.
Okay, what the fuck are they about to do, man? What the fuck? I swear if it has anything to do with the master, like, I'm gonna die. I'm literally gonna die.
No, but he'll rot. Seems a pity.
When
I was just gonna ask for Drusilla. I love this episode.
Of course you could.
His head's too full of you, grandmother.
Stop calling me that.
Don't be cross. I could be your mummy.
Well, if you're lonely, Drew, why don't you make yourself a playmate?
I could. I could pick the wisest and bravest knight in all the land and make him mine forever with a kiss.
Oh my god.
Chloe!
Oh my god. This
Or you
is...
could just take the first drooling idiot that comes along.
There's no way.
Think she'll find a good one?
I found you.
it would be best if you let me contact Gunn, and he and I could check this out.
That's
We
smart.
could do the reconnaissance, give you a full report, then we can all decide how to proceed. As a team.
It wasn't my name when I was human. First time I was human, I mean.
What was your name?
I don't remember. I'm not her, whoever she was. I was Darla for so long. Then I wasn't. I wasn't anything. I just stopped. But then you brought me back.
Yes.
What did you bring back, Lindsay? What am I? Or did you bring back that girl whose name I can't remember? Or did you bring back something else? The other thing.
Oh my
Both.
god.
Neither. No, you're just you. Whatever that is.
Why haven't you kissed me? You've been dying for it, haven't you?
This is so weird. Who thought this couple was... Like, where did this come from right now?
I can feel this body dying, Lindsay. I can feel it decaying moment by moment. It's being eaten away by this thing inside of it. It's a cancer. This soul.
Oh my god. I feel so bad for her. Like, she is actually fully losing it.
Angel.
Cordy, just take a message. So you think this is a setup?
You mustn't rule it
Don't
out.
say it's...
Angel.
Cordy,
Don't say it's
please.
her.
I'm talking.
Hi, Darla. He can't talk
Oh.
right now. He'll call you back once he's found you. Yeah, okay, bye-bye.
Darla?
My boy. My darling boy. It's been 4 centuries since I've had to be afraid of anything. And now I'm sick with it.
I know.
Angel.
Darla, what are you doing?
Oh, I thought they wanted this.
Just put down the phone.
Darla.
Hang up the phone.
You know better than anyone what she was.
What we were. And I also know what she was going through. And unlike me, maybe she won't have to go through it alone.
You're not alone.
You may be right. She may be experiencing all of this exactly as you did.
Her... Oh
But
my
Angel,
god.
you yourself...
Their look.
I want things to be like they were. You and me, together. Darla. I miss the view.
It's impossible.
It's not impossible.
You still have a soul.
I'm still a vampire.
You're not. Look at you. I don't know what you are anymore.
Oh, you know what I am. You made me, Darla. I'm jealous.
Not anymore.
My little spite just killed himself a slayer.
Did you hear that?
Congratulations. I guess that makes you one of us.
How awesome is it that we sort of get the backstory for the last episode of Buffy? This is so well connected and I love it. Oh my god.
Sorry, lady. It's just us.
They're actually... Okay, Angel. I thought he was kidding about killing her. Like, I didn't think he was actually gonna go through. Because that's scary as shit. It means what the fuck is their actual plan?
You said if I took you back, you'd prove yourself.
And I will.
Good. Now's your chance.
No. 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 Please do not kill that baby. Don't do this. Look at how cute it is. Don't do this. Damn. That's some of his best fighting, which I think shows how much he cares for her.
Family's been notified.
This was all part of the fucking plan. Did they want Angel to find Darla?
You think that now that you've driven her back to him, that she's gonna give him that perfect moment of happiness? She's gonna come on our side? Won't happen. He's noble. He'll never take advantage of her. Not in this state. Not now.
Lindsay, you don't understand our friend at all. We know there's no prospect for physical intimacy here, so you needn't torture yourself.
Okay.
And what do you expect him to do?
What he will do. What he must do. Save her soul.
Ah.
You're not dead.
not sure how I feel about that.
I know what you mean.
I'm so lucky to have someone who understands, who knows. It's something you never had, is it?
It wasn't your fault.
No. But there's so much that is. It takes moments. Do it. Now.
What?
Make me what I was again.
Darla,
If you said you'd help me,
I will.
turn me back. God, I can't bear this pounding in my chest for another instant.
It's a gift. To feel that heartbeat. To know, really, and for once, that you're alive. You're human again, Darla. You think you did me a favor. You damned me.
Fine, and if it's such a punishment, take out your revenge. Pay me back.
Darla, wait.
No. Don't look for me again.
Oh no, let's not lose her. Okay. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Like, this was simply one of the best episodes we have ever seen. Yet again, I love how many times I can say this watching Buffy and Angel. The fact that it just keeps getting consistently better, and I'm always like pleasantly surprised at how good these episodes are. It's just awesome. It's such a good feeling. And I can't believe that like we got to see the Master, we got to see the flashbacks, like we got to see Darla. Like, this is so interesting. This is just so fucking good. I have to start by seeing the name, because y'all know it gives me so much anxiety when I can't read the name. Okay. It's gonna load. It's still loading. Like, this is so much. I just told you I have anxiety and I want to know the name, and you're gonna freeze up like this. It's loading. It's like the most anticlimactic thing ever. I was like, this is the moment. I'm gonna figure out the name of the episode. Okay, wait. Did it go? Nope, it didn't. Oh, it was called Darla. Okay. That definitely makes sense. I think, like, all the connections that they made this episode in between, like, Angel and Darla, like, it was so interesting to see sort of the beginning of their relationship, how that all was formed. And I feel like my favorite part, though, was that we got to see the Master. Like, this is insane, and I love these Buffy and Angel writers so much for this. I love that, just like how we spoke about this so much during season 2, they would never forget the trauma that they put Buffy through in Prophecy Girl, and they would keep sort of reminding us of that. I love how much they mention things that have already happened, how many parallels they have to previous episodes, previous seasons, previous storylines. Like, they really keep very good track of everything they have done. And so it's so gratifying to see a character like the Master that we literally have not seen since season 1, right? Okay, we did see him in, like, the Wish episode. But I mean that, like, I feel like we haven't seen the Master in so long. And so it's fascinating to be able to see that character again, and in a completely different way. I had no idea that he was the one who sired her. So it's like, it's just so interesting. And I have to say that it definitely made me wonder if this could have been a setup for the Master potentially being somewhat of a big bad. Because, you know, as soon as Wolfram and Hart, okay, so let's talk about that plan. If their plan is to restore Darla's soul, like they want Angel to do that, I just keep wondering why. How could this benefit them? They were bringing up the possibility of her only being a distraction, which I still think she might be, because I had never thought about Drusilla as a distraction. It makes it seem so much creepier. If bringing Darla from the dead was not their big plan, it makes me wonder, like, what could be? And I have to say that for a whole minute there, I was wondering, could their plan be to be bringing back the Master? Because that would be insane. I'm not sure how he would benefit Wolfram and Hart, but I have to say that just being able to see him again definitely made me have those questions throughout the episode. Even if we don't get to see him again, I'm still so grateful that we got to see it in this episode because it was so interesting. He was sort of just as creepy as I imagined. It was so interesting to see that he also had a connection to Angel, which I don't think is something that we knew about, right? Like, I don't remember Angel, because obviously Darla and the Master were fighting together, so it seemed like they knew each other. But I don't remember a whole lot, and maybe there has been like a reference or two to the Master and Angel, like referencing that they know each other. No, I don't think so. And I have to say, I'm loving these flashbacks so much. And I said this before, I was so worried I wasn't gonna like them, but now I feel like these flashback episodes are actually becoming some of the best ones, both in Buffy and in Angel, which is not something I ever thought I was gonna say. And the connections to the previous Buffy episode were like really good, flawless, chef's kiss. I mean, was I expecting Buffy? Maybe a little. But it's okay though, because I got my other favorite blonde bitch, so I will let it slide. I love Darla so much. Buffy would not have made sense in this episode, only maybe if it had something to do with the Master, but what I mean is that, like, I'm okay with the fact that Buffy wasn't in the episode. The connections that they made to the previous Buffy episode and getting to see both sides of the story is just such great storytelling. Like, it's just so good. And I have to say that seeing Drusilla and Spike together is so interesting because I feel like I used to ship them so hard. They were like Jenny and Giles level for me in like season 2. And so it's so interesting to see them in a completely different place in their relationship. Like, they're really sort of the beginning of it, and, you know, they're sort of falling in love. And now that we establish, you know, how much of a romantic Spike is, it's just so cool to see. And obviously I still, you know, I'm curious about the whole Spuffy thing, but for now, I'm really enjoying getting to see Spike and Drew together again, because I feel like it's giving me what I have missed for so long, because I had been waiting for Drusilla to come back since she left in, was it this season? Yeah, I think it was Becoming, right? So it's been a while since Drusilla left, and I kept waiting for her to come back, and so at least getting to see her in moments like this definitely, you know, makes me feel like I have her back to some extent. I kind of want to talk a little bit about vampire love, because I feel like this is so interesting. I feel like these vampires, you know, I feel like we have established the fact that they sort of only care about themselves, right? That's part of the vampire personality. They don't have a soul. But I love how much they fall in love, you know, and I don't even mean just Spike and Drew, which are great, but also I feel like Darla was really super invested in Angel. Not that Angel wasn't in her, but I would have never imagined somebody go through to the lengths that Darla did to try and get Angelus back, the man that she loves, you know, because she goes to threaten the guy and, you know, make some really valid points. She creates a whole plan. Like, she was very strategic about it, which to me, I feel like only shows me how much she actually loves him. So it's really interesting to see that these creatures who don't have a soul can still fall in love and sort of care about each other that much. You know, I thought their relationship this episode was so cute. Maybe cute was not the right word to describe their relationship, but it was sort of heartwarming to see the bond that they had, because I feel like it explained the last scene so much, you know, sort of the looks that they have, the tension, like the history. I feel like getting to see their history makes it all make so much more like just sense when you're watching the show. And it's so interesting to see the different perspectives that they have on it. You know, Darla feeling like Angel owes him, and Angel feeling like Darla ruined his life. And I also loved seeing how quickly Darla changed her. Like, she is low-key a master manipulator. She was like, I will take whatever he's saying and phrase it to, like, how it can benefit me. You know, by saying, like, oh, then enact your revenge, or are you thankful? You know, it's really smart the way that she did that. Okay, it's time for me to speak a little bit about my Angel knowledge. So, I do think Darla gets turned back into a vampire. I think I remember that. I don't remember her getting turned. I just remember that when I met her, I do believe she was a vampire. So that is why in this ending scene right now, I was actually questioning Angel. I mean, I trust him, but I was like, could he actually go through with it? Could he actually have a reason to go through with it? Because I feel like Angel surprised me a lot in this episode. To me, it was so fascinating to see him go back to Darla and sort of still want to be with her. I think that was not something I would have ever imagined that he would go back to even after he gets a soul, but I feel like it makes so much sense. Like, where else is he going to go? He sort of knows nothing. Darla is sort of the one thing that he has, so it would make sense that he would try and bend the rules to sort of be with her, if that makes sense. But I just feel like that was so surprising to me because I feel like he would have been so traumatized by everything that he's sort of starting to feel that I thought he was going to distance himself completely. I'm wondering if that there's going to be anything that's going to actually force him to go through with it. Because I feel like I just really want to know what Wolfram and Hart, like I know that we know bits and pieces of their plan, but I really just got to know like what is the plan in the long run right now? Why are we doing all these small little things? What is this leading up to? Because it seems really interesting and really fun and I'm very invested in it right now. Something else that I do know, pretty sure, right? So Angel spoilers, please be careful. I'm gonna say it, skip ahead like a minute or two if you don't want to listen to this. But anyways, I know that Darla and Angel have like, I think she gets him pregnant. That is, no, the opposite. I think he gets her pregnant. So I'm guessing that they're gonna have some sort of romantic relationship, right? Unless it's something like mystical. In which case I'm actually not sure. So never mind, I actually take this back like right away. But anyways, I feel like I imagined that they were going to go back to sort of a vulnerable position of being together again because I knew that. And I feel like this episode was starting to show me that. I was like, oh, I could see them actually getting into a relationship if Darla is sort of human again and if Angel, who also has a soul, you know what I mean? I was like, could Darla actually be a love interest for Angel? Because I feel like she came back super strong and they didn't seem to be in the same side. So I wasn't sure how anything was going to lead up to, but right now the fact that both of them have souls and seem to be feeling the same things made me think that, oh, it's like what Angel said, sort of they can understand each other sort of like nobody else can, and he can help her with that. So I wonder if this is what's going to cause a connection between them, and I think this episode definitely made me feel like that was going to start potentially a relationship or just potentially a really strong friendship. But the fact that she just walked away in the end of the episode though makes me confused because it feels like she's definitely not open to listening to Angel. She very much wants what she wants. Like, if Angel's not going to turn into a vampire, she feels like the kind of person who's just going to find somebody who's going to do it then. So, I'm a little bit concerned about that because I feel like the moment where she's turned back into a vampire, that relationship with Angel, everything that we saw build up this episode in regards to their bond right now over having a soul, I feel like is kind of gone the moment where she loses her soul again. So it's going to be really interesting to see, like, you know, I kind of know like these bits and pieces of where I can expect the story to go to, yet I have no idea how they're going to get there and how many ups and downs there can be. But I have to say that like Darla's storyline though has been really entertaining to watch. Overall, I love that we got to see like Darla flashbacks like way back to her getting turned. Like we went really back on the flashbacks and I think it was so fun because we got so much backstory as to what, you know, sort of her turned into a vampire, which I feel like we hadn't talked about. And I feel like it just gives you so much insight into each of these characters, right? When you can sort of know where they came from and why they became what they are. You know, so getting to see that, getting to see her connection to the Master, all of that is just really fascinating to watch and not something I had ever thought about or even known. Like, it's things that I wouldn't know that I would want to see until I'm seeing them and I'm like, wow, this is just great and I'm so happy that I'm here getting to watch this. So they're choosing just such perfect moments for the flashbacks, you know, getting to see the four of them together, Spike, Drew, Darla, you know, Angel, Angelus, like that is my shit right there. That is so cool to watch. Also, even though I feel like this episode was definitely focused on Angel, he definitely shines. I loved Wes in this episode. I think he was great because he was such like the voice of reason. I think that Angel is definitely like, he admitted himself distracted. I think his judgment is a little bit clouded, and I liked how like objective Wes was about it and how he really sort of knew how to handle the situation, knew what Angel should and shouldn't do, and was really good at expressing that to Angel. Maybe he would be thinking that this is not a bad idea, but he would be too afraid or too shy to go up to Angel. But I like that like he had those feelings and he was very direct about them and told Angel what he thought he should and shouldn't do, helping him establish those boundaries, helping him see the truth, and, you know, helping Angel's vision sort of get a little bit bigger outside of just his very direct mission. And I also loved that one moment in between Angel and Cordelia where she says he's not alone. Like, that was so incredibly sweet. And the fact that like that look lingered for so long was actually like just adorable and amazing. And I just feel like it's so interesting that even though, of course, the squad is here for Angel, I can understand why he feels alone because nobody actually understands him, right? Nobody has been through that except for maybe Darla, which is why I feel like they can really, really connect if they want to. But also, like, they were not there when all of this was happening the first time. Like, they were not there when he actually had to go through, like, the roughest moment of his life and getting his soul back and stuff. So they're here right now, but like right now the problems have all sort of become better. So, you know, it was such an interesting thing to see though, and I just love this squad so much. The image I had of Gunn in my head was more about him being sort of the muscle of the equation and just, you know, being a really good fighter, because I feel like that's something he can definitely provide that I don't think Wes and Cordy can, so I've always been sort of focused on that. And so I love how he was like actually the big brains of it all. It shows that like all of them can do sort of everything. They can all fight, but they can also all, you know, come up with the conclusions that takes us where we need to go. You know, it just shows that like he can be so much more than just fighting, and I really like that. I think those were most of my thoughts about the episode. I thought it was absolutely great. I'm super excited to watch the next one. So the next episode is called The Shroud of Raman. The Shroud of Raman. Okay, well this just feels very Monster of the Week, right? Like, of just some sort of case. Let me see what a shroud is. It's a length of cloth or an enveloping garment in which a dead person is wrapped for burial. Oh, what the fuck? I thought it was gonna be like some sort of night or something. It feels darker if it's something that somebody's buried on. So I wonder if we're gonna be talking about some sort of, like, I feel like it's gotta be like a metaphorical burial, right? Like a metaphorical burial of who Drusilla is. Of my God, Drusilla, like, please, Drew, leave my mind. I'm trying to talk about Darla. I don't know why I'm so stuck in Drew right now. I wonder if it could be some sort of metaphorical burial of like who Darla is right now and her going back into like vampire stuff. I'm not sure, but this feels kind of dark. It feels like a little bit of a heavier episode, so we'll see if I'm right. But thank you all so much for watching this with me. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I will see you back for the next episode. So I'll see you then. Bye bye.